Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my top 10, 11 palettes of 2020. I am not going to do these in any particular order because I feel like I like them all and I don't want to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. I like all of them, so we are just going to jump right in. The first one that I am going to show you is a Halloween palette from ColourPop. This is no longer available. Oh my god, I think when I picked it up it was a restock and it quickly went back out of stock again, but this palette is gorgeous and it is the Gather Round Sisters palette from Hocus Pocus. This is what the box looks like. And I only keep this box because the artwork is different than it is on the actual palette. I will bring that closer. This is what the palette looks like. This shade right here in the exact middle is gorgeous. So is the one called Dead Man's Toe. These greens are absolutely gorgeous. It is your traditional ColourPop quality, so the quality is excellent. I love this. I love my little three sisters from Hocus Pocus on there. They did an excellent job with this palette. Is this when I first started? This could have been when I first started really getting back into buying makeup. I feel like it was in that third quarter when I really started getting back into makeup. I am so glad I got that palette. That palette is going to be used year round, especially in the fall, whether or not it is supposedly a Halloween palette. The next ones I am going to show you are BH Cosmetics palette, and these I think sort of put BH Cosmetics back on the map because BH Cosmetics palettes were a little bit hit or miss, and these two were definitely hits. And these are the Blueberry Muffin palettes, and the packaging I'm keeping because it's just slightly different than the sleeve is slightly different than the actual palette. But this is what the Blueberry Muffin palette looks like. We will sort of try to tilt that down because it is very reflective, but I am not going to swatch. But this shade Cheat Day at the top, tempting here. This blue right here, so good. Love it. This palette is gorgeous, and I will say even a little bit more than that palette, I liked the Avocado Toast, and these were from the Weekend Vibes collection. I think they have a mimosa one too, but I didn't pick that one up. And it looks like this, and I think I have used this one a little bit more than I used that one. Green Juice, gorgeous. The shade here, Expensive, gorgeous. Papaya, of course, great in the crease. This palette is gorgeous. Haas, love it. That is my sort of favorite olivey gold shade, perfect in this palette. The next ones that I'm going to show you are from ColourPop. That first one was from ColourPop, but these are these little babies here. I don't know what the name of this collection is, but you have the Grandeur palette, the Ornate palette, and the Baroque. At first I only picked up the Grandeur palette because for some reason this color story just kind of appealed to me more than the other two. But as I was like watching other people's videos, they were talking about how much they like these, and it actually looks like I kind of used this one a bit. I can't remember that I did, but maybe I did. Maybe I just swatched it. I wasn't supposed to swatch that, but Lord, that's gorgeous. But this is the Ornate palette, of course, your warm toned palette, and then the Baroque. Now I think I want to swatch the Baroque palette because I think this shade Noble is like a duochrome. Yes, and actually that goes with that shade that was in the Ornate palette, but that is what that looks like. Oh my god. And I think Ritzy Might be a little bit duochrome too. I didn't really pick this up because I wasn't aware of like those duochromes in there. And why do I do this? Because now I need to like wipe stuff off so I don't mess anything else up. I wasn't aware of the duochrome in the Baroque palette, but when I found out, yes, I had to pick this up. And do not regret it. The quality is really good. I think can't remember the price, but these things were not expensive at all. And I think I actually got a couple of them on sale at Ulta. They were like what, $7.80 or something crazy like that. But that is that. The next one that I am going to show you, I got towards the end of the year, I think, or did it come after Christmas, after the new year? I can't remember, but it is the Book of Magic palette by Beauty Bay. Gorgeous, gorgeous palette. This palette, I think, stays on sale at Beauty Bay. I think one time I saw it, it was like under $9. It was like, I kid you not, like $7.50. So I say keep checking Beauty Bay. You may find it and be able to get it on sale. I did a look with mostly those purples. Apparently I put that little green in the corner. This palette is gorgeous and I absolutely love it. The next one that I am going to show you is also from BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics has been winning this year for sure. This is their Christmas palette, the larger one, the Naughty palette. This palette is absolutely amazing. I think when I got this one, I kind of had to repair one, but anyway, absolutely amazing. This color right here, Candied Fruit, for some reason for me it's looking more of a berry, and then when I flip it to you it looks like more of like a lavender or blue, but that color is gorgeous. The quality is amazing in these palettes, and I am very glad that I picked this up. I think it actually might be on sale. I'll check it out. If it is, I'll put it in somewhere on the screen. That it might be on sale on BH right now. Might be, but get your hands on that one. The next one that I am going to show you is from Juvia's Place. This one is the Wahala 2. The Wahala 2, to be honest with you, I went on the website and I put it in my basket and I was like, yeah, I'll wait to get it, and hit purchase by mistake. So I bought it, not really wanting to buy it at the time that I bought it, but I bought it anyway. But I'm glad that I did. This is this. Now this shade here we know is a multi-chrome shade. When I look at it here, it looks green, but when you look at it, it looks sort of like a berry color. I don't know if I can shift it for you to see the change, but gorgeous shade. All of these blues right here are beautiful. This line right here, amazing. I can see a really, really nice look just using that one line going right down here. This palette is gorgeous. I think that it might like be back in stock. I don't know if it was the Wahala or the Wahala 2 they just advertised that was back in stock on this site, but, and I think it is available also at Ulta. So another one of my favorite. Listen, 2020 for me has been a year of discovering like new brands and kind of going away from the mainstream like Too Faced and Urban Decay, going away from those and going towards like the smaller and even indie brands. And I'm finding that the indie brands and the smaller brands, their stuff is more exciting. The quality is better. Like Too Faced, we know is hit or miss. Most of these palettes that I have just picked up in this last quarter are absolutely amazing, and I am so glad that I was able to pick them up. I even consider, even though BH Cosmetics is in Ulta, I consider them one of the smaller brands. Like compared to Too Faced and Urban Decay, I think of BH as a smaller brand, but they have been on fire in 2020. So with that being said, the next one that I want to show you is from Melt Cosmetics. This year, 2020, is the first year that I purchased anything from Melt Cosmetics. And now I have, I think, 3 of their palettes. And then I have this little face palette here. This little cute one here, the Queen Bee. I have this also. And this thing is super cute. I actually used that on my cheeks today. So super cute. So I am quickly accumulating stuff from Melt Cosmetics. What I do want to show you is the She's in Parties palette. I did use this one time. I actually used a shade out of it when I was doing something with another palette, but this palette is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love these dark tones here, and for the first time that I can remember, you have more deeper tones and you have lighter tones in the palette, so that makes me very happy. This palette is beautiful, and I think this palette might be going into my makeup basket. Yeah, I can see this going into my makeup basket. Glad I could get my hands on that. And then the last one that I want to show you was actually a birthday gift from my son. This one like melted the internet for this holiday season, and I know you all know what I'm talking about. This is the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette. Absolutely beautiful. I love this palette. Love this palette. What I have learned though with Pat McGrath shadows is that sometimes you have to use your fingers. If you do not use your fingers, you don't get that much payoff. So it took me to kind of learn that, because at first I was like, well, what the hell is all of the hubbub about these shadows are not doing anything? And then of course I used my fingers. So I am gonna I'm gonna like swatch a few of these. Not that you all don't know, because I feel like everybody in the beauty world, this one is beautiful. Which is this one? Is that Megabyte? Oh, Fuchsia Shock. Gorgeous. Oh, let me, I have no more fingers. I'm gonna swatch this one. This one is Saturnalia. I don't know how to pronounce that, but anyway, I just wanted to do a few swatches from that palette. It's absolutely gorgeous. Listen, I have been introduced to Pat McGrath. I now understand what all the hype is about, and I actually just purchased my first expensive Pat McGrath palette, and it was the Bronze Seduction palette. So it kind of lives, you can kind of see it peeking right there. I have not used that one yet. I just got it in this week. First of all, I don't know if like her warehouse is in New Jersey, but it came from New Jersey, so it came in like 2 days. That was amazing. Second of all, those special shades are very special. So I really want the Divine Rose 2 palette. We will see. We will see. I actually did use like Affirm. She has Affirm on her website, so you can break it up into monthly payments. So that's how I purchased this one, with monthly payments. So once this one is paid for, we will look into getting that Divine Rose 2. It was actually out of stock, which is why I got this one and didn't get that one first. But those are my top palettes for 2020. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video coming out. Have a great day, and may your day be as flawless as your makeup. Oh, and there's my Good Molecules mini fridge also. I got this one during the holidays when it was part of a bundle. I think they had it like you could buy it separately and it was $15. That thing went out of stock like super quick. Like you blinked your eye and it was gone. And then I had to wait, and then it's like, it's back. And then it was back, but I could only get it with purchasing a couple of their skincare products as part of a bundle. So this and a couple of their skincare products cost me like $34. Skincare products are amazing, so I'm glad I got the bundle. And I purchased a couple more of their skincare products, like that pineapple exfoliator and the yerba mate eye cream. So those are coming today. I'm excited. But this super cute, and $15 at the same time. This thing is worth way more than $15. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching again. Have a great day. Bye.